What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another MLB High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section, blah, 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 blah. GreenlightDFS.com, join the squad. Let's get it today. I've already posted like 6 prize picks over on the MLB Access page for today. The board is juicy, looking really, really sexy. It's a fun slate period, man. We've got some really good spots on this slate today. So I really, 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 really like this slate, and I'm really, 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 really excited for it. So let's go ahead and get straight into the high five today. Start off at pitcher. So first and foremost, I don't care there's a game in Coors. I really want to get my pitchers right. And that being said, Corbin Burns and Chris Bassett are going to be my two guys. Now I'm going to talk about these two guys, and then I'll talk about the other options as well. Now, if you end up okay, so you know what? Let's get back into this. Corbin Burns. All right, Corbin Burns' K rate is ridiculous. He is one of the elite pitchers in the league. We all know this by now. He's going against Pittsburgh, one of the worst offenses in the entire league. They are at home, so there's that very tiny sliver of hope for them, but it's not very big. Corbin Burns is the overall best pitcher on this entire slate, and I'm not going to overthink this too much. Plain and simple, his upside is huge. His floor is huge. Corbin Burns, fantastic option. Now, the SP2 is a tough one here. I have like 3 options that I really love for SP2, no matter what I'm getting Burns in, because his upside's way too high. All right, but when it comes to the SP2, we've got some really solid options. Let's start off with Christian Javier. Christian Javier has had an amazing K rate at home this year. He has been fantastic at home. The Angels have been one of the worst offenses in the entire league overall this year as well, especially when they're on the road. So they are just not very good. So Christian Javier at 9.2, you're getting him cheaper than Bassett. I mean, he's just as good of a way to go. You know what? There's probably going to be higher ownership on Bassett. So you know what? In the high five, I'm going to go ahead and go Christian Javier. Javier is at home facing an Angels team that strikes out some of the league's most. One of the league's most versus righties and on the road. They're just absolutely horrible. I'm going to go Christian Javier for floor and upside as well here. I think he could really go crazy today. But the other SP2, obviously, who I had in Chris Bassett, another guy. He's 9.8. You're having to spend 600 more. I don't love the idea of spending 600 more for Bassett when I could get Javier, as you can see with the projections. But Bassett is a really, really safe cash game option today. Texas is not very good on the road. Bassett is been fantastic at home. Another one of those spots that, I mean, he's just been fantastic. Another guy that you could go for SP2 if you need the money. Let's say you're stacking up cores and you're having to spend some money, or you like some expensive bats like a Byron Buxton, who I love today, who's almost 6K. Like, if you're having to play these guys or you're having to spend money somewhere, then Alex Cobb is a fantastic cheap option today. This is as cheap as I'll go. All right, I don't feel super secure of Marco Gonzalez. I get it. He's facing a bad Oakland offense, but I don't know about Marco Gonzalez. He doesn't have much of a K rate. He kind of just needs to get his points off lasting as long as he can. Um, but Alex Cobb has a fantastic K rate at home this season. I mean, almost 30%. I believe it's 29.9% literally strikeout rate at home this season. Alex Cobb's K rate has been fantastic. Speaking of which, Alex Cobb over 4 strikeouts is a lock on Prize Picks today. If you haven't locked that in, go lock that in. You're welcome. But Alex Cobb K rate has been fantastic. So at 8.3, if you want to save some money, let's say you were thinking of going Bassett. All right, you can save that 1500 and go Alex Cobb. Let's say you're going Javier. You could save 900 and go Alex Cobb. I mean, honestly, Javier's right there, so it's very hard to choose, especially in cash games. I prefer to just, you know what, go with the safer option of Javier, sure. But Alex Cobb has been just as safe. He's been fantastic at home, like I said, and he's got some solid upside as well. So SP2, any of those 3, man. Javier, Cobb, Bassett, any of those guys. I'm not playing Garrett Cole today. Cleveland does not strike out at home or anywhere. Their K rate is significantly, like, super low, and I'm just not paying 10.8 for Garrett Cole. They're smoking crack pricing him that high. If he goes off, so be it. I just won't have him. All right, so that's it. Now let's talk hitters. So looking over this slate so far today, I've got some options that I'm really, really loving. Now, we have a guy in Coors that's been hitting the ball very, very well on the road, and that's Alek Thomas. Alek Thomas for Arizona's got the lefty-righty matchup against Senzatella. He's been fantastic on the road this year, and he's just been very, very good. And now he gets to go on the road to Colorado, which is, I mean, you can't really beat that. So I really, really love Alek Thomas today. He's in a fantastic spot. Should be batting high in the order as well. So really, really love him. He should be batting like second, probably. So at 3.5, really love Alek Thomas. A guy that's really been like smashing the ball at home lately is Charlie Blackmon. Period. He's been smashing the ball. Period. He's been smashing righties. Period. Lately, he's been doing very, very well. You're getting him under 5K. It's also Charlie Blackmon's birthday today. He's got the lefty righty matchup against Merrill Kelly, who has no K rate on the road this year. Expect Colorado to get on base pretty well here. There's not a ton of Colorado bats I really love because if you really look at the behind the scenes numbers, they're just not. They have not been very good at home. And they just haven't been very good this year in general. Outside of CJ Cron, there's not many Colorado guys that I really, really like. CJ Cron and Blackmon. So I probably won't have a ton of Colorado, even if they are the top total on the slate, guys. Okay, like last night, for example, right? I took my L like a champ because I did not play Wisdom at third base, who ended up being uber chalk. I knew he was going to be super chalky. He was at third base. He has been horrible. Every number says he's trash. The only reason people played him is because the wind was blowing out, and that's just not how I play things. Okay, when every sign points to no, and the only positive is the wind. I know it's Wrigley, but you just don't play somebody just because the wind is good. I'm willing to take my loss if I play the numbers side of things and it doesn't work out. The fact he was super high owned shows how many fish there are in this industry who just swarm to what people say they should do because of one factor and then just blindly follow. You know what I mean? And because of that, it has been a great season this year and will continue to be a great season. We will have some huge upside days because that's just not how I play baseball. And that's why we've had so much success over the years because at the end of the day, with baseball, anything can happen. And when a guy is super chalk, most of the time you want to fade that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's baseball. These guys could go out and go 0 for 4 at any moment in any situation. So a guy being super, super chalk, unless the numbers back it, I don't play him. Plain and simple. All right? So Coors might be super chalky, and if it's looking like Colorado bats are just going to be stuffed in lineups, I'm willing to take some lower owned options in better spots with a better statistical, situation at lower ownership for sure. Like if Colorado's going to be stacked up, I might stack up Minnesota. Minnesota guys are in great spots. A lot of these guys have been mashing. I would love to take a lower owned spot. And speaking of which, Carlos Correa is my shortstop today. Dude has been mashing at home like a 264 WRC plus, which shows that he is just absolutely dominating. They get a matchup against Watkins. Vegas total is right there, third overall. Obviously, each and every time there's a game in course, Vegas puts Colorado and whatever team they're playing against at the very top. All right, we know that. You don't even got to look. They're going to be the top two. But Minnesota's right there. And honestly, when games are in course, I'll look at the numbers and decide what players I want from those teams that are playing in course because the hitting environment is so great. But it's got to be guys who match up statistically. You know what I mean? It's got to be guys who are hitting the ball well, have seen the ball well this year, and are doing well in their spots. Not guys who fucking suck and just, I'm only going to play them because they're in cores. No. You know what I mean? So take the guys in cores that you love from a statistical output, side of things, and then, go from there. All right, Minnesota is a very sneaky stack today if Colorado is going to be extremely chalky or Arizona is going to be extremely chalky. So Carlos Correa at 4.6, amazing numbers and a high total at 2 cheap, plain and simple. So he's one of my favorite bats on the entire slate. All right, now let's look at point per dollar options. And by the way, the whole because I had some people on Twitter hit me up yesterday talk about some troll people with like gray head accounts on Twitter who just made an account literally minutes before, but we're saying how dumb I am for not playing Wisdom because he was chalky and the hitting environment was great. Dude, we just faded Coors 3 nights in a row and smashed 3 nights in a row because of it, and that just happened. You know what I'm saying? So like, no DFS and really study this shit, or just go to greenlightdfs.com and know you're getting it from somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. All right? Plain and simple. All right? Take your time on things. Don't just blindly follow things and play things because it's a good hitting environment only. All right? There's some guys who just aren't fucking make contact with a baseball. Regardless of the environment, they're not hitting a baseball, so how's that going to work out for them? You know what I mean? So anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. Corbin Burns, Christian Javier, or Bassett, or Alex Cobb. Fantastic spots. Remember, Alex Cobb over 4 strikeouts, you're welcome. Carlos Correa, Alek Thomas, and Charlie Blackmon is the high five for today. Like I said, as of right now, If Colorado is going to be uber chalky, yes, grab the guys who are in good spots there. But I really love Minnesota. All right, that's what I'll say. I really love Minnesota. I'm going to dive deeper in those other teams right there in that top 5, 6 range-ish of totals today, and I'm really going to pick my favorite spots. But yeah, as of right now, really loving some Minnesota guys. You are having to spend some money for my favorite bat, which would be Byron Buxton. I think he goes off today, but you're having to spend a good amount of money. So it just kind of depends on lineup construction and how you're looking. With these guys in, we have almost 3,500 remaining per position each spot. So you're going to need some other value guys also mixed in, or you're going to have to go from Christian Javier down to Alex Cobb. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm playing the slate. Pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a fantastic slate and really excited. All right, let's get this money. Greenlightdfs.com, join the squad. The prize picks are already posted. We have 6 of them so far. As the day goes on and I find spots that I love, I'll also add more probably. But really excited to sweep over there on prize picks and dominate on DFS tonight. All right, let's get it, y'all. Peace.